She tried flirting with me. I'll tell her that. Oh, hello.
Right.
I was just having a laugh with my wife.
Okay, because she's off to the doctor. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Eltel Cockerell, and my name is Elle. But don't shorten it because it's Ellie. And who have I got?
My name is Cock.
Who have I got here? The one and only Jimbo, the most optimistic man, the most optimistic Spurs fan. He's Mr. Optimism. How are you today, Jimbo?
Yeah, it's still flued up. I just can't get rid of it. Well, Kate's given me now, right? Because I said that I don't feel bad in myself. I don't feel ill, right? I feel lively and good, but I just feel blocked up. And so Kate's got me some, what they, Kate? Antihistamine, right? She said it might be allergic to something. I'm probably allergic to Kate.
You might get a bit drowsy.
I'm probably allergic to Kate.
Anyway, like what I was going to say to everybody who's joined us in the chat, smash the like as you come in. Share the streams link with your mates on your social medias if you can. That would be very, very kind and really appreciated by Eltel, otherwise known as Senor Garcia, or Jose to everybody who's his friend, and he's got many. Right, so what we're going to do, Jimbo, we're going to kick it off with the payback time. So, Jose, can you bring up the first banner for us? All right, we're going to do the chat first. Yeah, that's my housekeeping. It's awful. You know, I'm good around the house, but not good on YouTube yet. I haven't got the hang of it yet, Jimbo, but I will. It just takes me a little bit more time. So we've got Nicholas Collison saying big up, currently in Colville, on the way up to the game. Smash a like. Well done.
I want to say thanks to Nick. He messaged this morning to see how I was feeling. So thank you very much, Nick. I really appreciate it.
So he's driving all the way to Newcastle. Well done, Nick. What a trooper. And when you get there, tell Alexander Isak to sign for us. Right. So we've got the one and only Chris Agambar, the one and only. Big up, everyone. He's the chicken man, I call him, because we had a party in the park with Brian Daigle and he brought the chicken. And the dog had some as well, don't you worry. So we've got Just a Girl Loves Spurs. I wonder who that is, Jimbo.
I don't know.
Just a Girl, never heard of her.
I think that's why I'm all flued up. I'm allergic to her.
Yeah. So she said, big up, you lovely pair. Yeah, we are pretty lovely, aren't we, Jimbo? Yeah. I agree with you, Kate. Then we've got the lovely Wayne Bonner, who won the brilliant Benton Core frame picture in the prize draw on Just a Girl Loves Spurs. You see, it all happens on Just a Girl Loves Spurs, but it also happens on Eltel Cockerell. So he's saying, good morning, Lily, Jim, and everyone in the chat. Hope you're having a great morning. Well, we are. Just Jim's a bit bunged up, that's all. He'll get over it.
Yeah.
He's got his antihistamines now. Right, so now, Jimbo, the big one, the payback time to Newcastle. We've already paid them back at White Hart Lane. How do you see this game going, Jimbo? I want to get your first impressions.
I can't see anything but a Tottenham win. You want to know the truth? I can't, because I know I'm very optimistic, and I'm always believe we're going to win. But I just think they got too many injuries for us. You know, they got. I think Kate said 11 players out yesterday, and we've got a full squad. So if we don't beat them, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, Ellie, because even with their full squad out, I would still be quite confident of beating them.
Yeah, and like if you're evaluating the match, Jimbo, who do you see as their danger man who could upset the win?
Well, obviously, Isaac,
Yeah,
100%. I tell you, is it a Gordon?
yeah.
He's
He's
playing
another
really
one to
well.
watch out for. It's pretty tricky, isn't he?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know that them two are definitely playing, or they're definitely not injured. But
yeah,
Gordon, I like Gordon. I wish we'd have got him. When he
yeah,
first went up for sale, I weren't keen. But after watching him now, he seems to have picked up his game at Newcastle.
yeah.
So,
True.
um,
Yeah,
but we should
yeah.
have too much for him, LE.
I agree with you because we've been playing all right, but we haven't like hit that niche yet with the star players in our team. Like Madison's a bit hot and cold. He can affect the game, and then he sort of gets marked out of the game. So he's finding it a bit tough. He's finding his feet after that injury because it was quite a hefty injury he picked up. And then he's getting special treatment, isn't he, Jimbo? We saw it with Yates. They are actually marking him as the danger man for
Yeah,
us. Yeah. So I think Gamarish for them is another
yeah,
one.
he's
He's
another
starting,
one.
very good player. And then they've got quite a good defence when it's on like the first 11, but they've had a weakened side with their goalkeeper as well. I think they've got Pope out, haven't they? And then they've got Dubravna, I think his name,
That
Dubravka.
that
Yeah,
that Gamarish, I saw an interview a few weeks ago. He was
right.
doing an interview. It was in foreign, but with subtitles. Excuse me. And he said on his interview, because they asked him about staying at Newcastle, and he said on his interview that he might be sold. He said, "I don't know where I stand at the minute." He said, "I might be sold because they need to raise some funds. So obviously that's for FFP." So
Right.
he's admitted himself he might be sold. So he said he
Okay.
doesn't know where he stands now at the minute at
Yeah.
Newcastle.
They've also got that Tonali who's
But,
they
but
probably
I'd love
threw
to
the
get him.
book. Yeah, I think they've thrown the book at him though over that gambling
Yeah, they
business.
have. Yeah,
Yeah, so he's I think he's got quite a lengthy ban,
I
hasn't he?
think he's got 11 months or something.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. See, they're missing a lot of their big players as well. So we can go into Newcastle, and I think we can dictate the play, hit them, and get a few early goals like we did at White Hart Lane. All right, and just pulverise them like we did at Villa
It'd be
as
nice to
well.
beat them 6, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, they have got their minerals as well, so we've got to be on our guard. That high line, sometimes we can be caught napping where the players don't go back to form when they're not attacking. You see, we have been caught out a few times this season. So do you think that Newcastle have got enough maybe to exploit
No,
that, or do you think they're going to fall short?
I think that we beat them at our place. They had a depleted team. We was comfortable, and I think we'll be
Yeah,
comfortable again, even though it's at
yeah,
their place. I still think we'll
yeah,
be all right. I'm not worried, but I never worry who we play. If we play Man
yeah.
City, I don't worry.
That's it. We're all right against Man City, though. I think they're their bogey team, aren't they? They only beat us in the cup this season, but they were lucky, 88th minute. I know they dominated the play, but they were a bit lucky. So now we've got Target Hall, Trippier, Livramento, Willock, Almiron, Pope, Joe Linton, Wilson, Miley Tonali, Lascelles, and Botman all out injured. That's a lot of players, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Is it 11?
Especially Trippier, because he's probably one of the best crossers of the ball that we've got in the Premiership. Yeah, but they're all of them. You can make a case for all these players to make make a play and hurt us. So what we're lucky in that respect, but we've got to go there professional, Jim, and not think that it's going to be an easy task like we
No,
did at
I don't
Fulham.
think. I don't think that Ange would let them be like that.
Nah, he's had words in their ear, hasn't he? So I just hope they go there with a professional attitude and get the job done. Yeah. So I want to preview the next 6 games now, Jimbo. Right. So, and I want to go through them, and I want you to tell me what you think we're going to do. All right. I know we've done it before, but we're going to do it again. So, obviously, Newcastle, you're predicting a win, aren't you? So, I'm going to put a W. All right. Now, we've got Arsenal at home, which we're all going to. So, they better not lose, because otherwise they're going to have Jimbo to answer to. You probably run on the pitch and tell them what for. Right. So, how do you predict that game going?
3-1 to Tottenham.
3-1 to Tottenham. Right?
Yeah,
so
I think we're going to turn up for that, and we're going to derail their whole season.
Yeah. All right. And can you give me some scorers, maybe?
It's got to be Sonny against the Gooners, isn't it?
Sonny, right?
Let's have a Sonny. Let's have
I like it.
Let's have a Werner. Let's have a Werner goal.
Yeah, that'll please.
And a Madders goal.
And a Madders. Yeah, he needs to do something to sort of get his mojo back, doesn't he, old Madders? Yeah. He needs to smile again and score a worldie from outside the box. That's lovely. So that's 3-1. Chelsea away.
Oh, that's another win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4-1.
4-1. Brilliant. Okay, I won't ask you for the scorers on that one. We'll move on to Liverpool.
Liverpool away, isn't it? Well, after watching Liverpool last night, they were pathetic.
I know. They capitulated, didn't they? And then they brought on their big guns, and then they still capitulated.
Do you know what? All along, I've been saying a draw against Liverpool, Ellie. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go a Tottenham win. I'll tell you why.
Brilliant. That's what I like to hear, Jimbo.
Because I think they're going to need to win against us, right, to stay in the race. And I think we're going to upset him. Oh, it's my front door. It's my front door. Hang on.
Yeah, all right. I'll wait for you. I think we'll beat Liverpool as well, and I think it's going to be 2-1 to Spurs. And I predict the goal scorers are going to be Sonny and Romero, because he's got a good aerial threat from corners, and I think we're gonna press them up high, get them off their game, because they are a very good passing side, Liverpool. When they get their click, you know, they can beat any team in the country, but so can we. But we haven't really clicked apart from a few games here and there, in my opinion. Newcastle was a very good game. Aston Villa was a very good game. But there's not one game other than those two that I can think we dominated the play and played in 2 good halves, you know. So, I mean, what does the chat think? Let's have a look. I've only come in because I thought the PEH talk would be done after 13 minutes. Big up the Queen and Jimbo. Well, we're going to get to that. Don't you worry. You stay in here, Lee Smithy Smith, because we're going to get to old Højbjerg. So Wayne Bonner's saying 3-1 to Spurs, although I'd like to see an old school end-to-end game of football and a 5-4 win. So would I, you know, but I'm predicting 2-1, so I'm pretty boring. I'm going to go 5-4 then. Yeah, I'm changing my score, 5-4, and I'm adding a brace for Sonny, 1 for Romero, 1 for Werner, and who else shall I give a goal? Shall I give one to Højbjerg? Yeah, go on then, El. Since you're Queen Ellie Højbjerg, he's going down. 5-4 to the Spurs. Brilliant. Well done. Ben Kaufman saying, morning, everyone. Lovely warm day today. It is, actually. I'm south facing at the back, Ben, so the sun's coming in. So it's really lovely. I love a nice warm day. I might even go for a walk later, stretch the old legs, you know. So just waiting for Jimbo to come back. Audio Artisan, morning, peeps. Good morning, Audio. We love to see you here. You're a lovely man. Ben Kaufman saying 3 wins in 108 years. We need to win at some point. True, Ben. You know what? We have, you know, they say the leopard never changes spots. Let's take a few of those spots off Liverpool and score 5 goals. How would that sound? That was brilliant. Like Wayne Bonner gave it to us. 5-4 to the Spurs. Shem Tan, good morning, Your Highness. Queen Ellie, Hoybier, Bensoncourt, Werner, and Sir Jimbo. Right, yeah. So what we want to do is go to Liverpool and play our game, right? Put them off their game and play our game. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. We were just talking about the Liverpool game, right? You've Wayne Bonner said 5-4. I said 2-1, but I've changed it to 5-4 now. I'm being a bit silly, but I don't care. You know. Now it says following Newcastle, what's next in the following 6 matches? Let's review how we will fare match by match. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So have you given your Liverpool score?
No, I haven't given the Liverpool score. But all along I've been thinking a draw. We're going to drop points there. But do you know what? No, I think we're going to go there and win. And we're going to be...
what's the score then?
We're going to do the double over them this season. I'm going to go... I think it'd be tight, and I'm going to go at 2-1.
2-1
like it was at home.
All right, and I want your scorers for this one because it's a beefy game. Chelsea,
Sonny 100%.
Sonny, yeah,
100%. I'm going to go Sonny double.
Sonny double. That's what we like to hear. Right, now we're moving down the league to play Burnley, who we beat 5-2 earlier this season. So how do you think we're going to fare there, Jimbo?
Are we home or away on that one, Ellie?
Home.
5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
Lovely. I like that. I'm going to go one better. I'm going to go 6-0.
Love
you know
it.
what? We scored 5 at theirs and they scored 2, and I don't see them scoring at White Hart Lane. I think Vicario's going to keep them out as well. Right? So the next
one.
Yeah,
saying 6-0.
And next one, you may think it's harder, but we're their bogey team. So Man City, I think.
Ellie, you should know me by now. I don't care who we play. I think we're going to win.
You know what I mean? It's a silly question, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, it is. So we've got City at home, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say... I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham. I'm going to go 3-2. And my reasoning behind that is because we scored 3 goals against them up at their ground. We're bound to score 3 at White Hart Lane. But I think they'll chip in with a couple. Because now they've broken their duck, they're going to get like their wings behind their sails, you know.
Yeah, but they haven't broken their duck in the league.
Yeah. They're going to think they're going to rock up at White Hart Lane and beat us again, but we're going to give them a shock. Right? I think 3-2. I reckon Sonny a brace. I'm giving Sonny a brace because he always scores against City, doesn't he? And I'm going to give... I've already given Højbjerg a go. He's too unrealistic to give him another one.
Yeah.
I think I'll give...
I think you're stretching and giving him one.
Oh, I'm going to give Porro the other goal. Go on, Porro. Get in. Who do you reckon's going to score? And you're 2-1.
I'm going to say Johnson's going to score one.
Nice.
And obviously Sonny loves a goal, doesn't he, against City?
He does. And then we finish off our season at Sheffield United. Away.
And they're going to be down, aren't they?
United. Yeah. But you know what happened to us when Newcastle went down? What happened there? But this is Sheffield United. They're not quite Newcastle.
We are going to... I'm going to go 4-0.
4-0. Lovely.
We played... Who did we play last season, the last game? And they were down, weren't they? And was it Norwich?
Yeah, we beat them 5-1, didn't we?
Yeah, it was Norwich, wasn't it?
And Sonny got the golden boot shared with Salah.
That's right. Yeah, he scored to share the golden boot. Was it last season or the season before, wasn't it, or something? But I'm gonna go 4-0 to Tottenham.
4-0, lovely. All right, now I'll say to Jose, can you bring up the next banner, please? Oh, we're gonna go to the chat. Paddy Hartnett, lovely to see you, Paddy. I know your nemesis is Bobby Kay. I love the chats that you two have. They're absolutely hilarious. I'll crack up every time I see you in the chat. So now Paddy Hartnett saying, Nick, you Levy lover, going to an away game. Morning, everyone. Hope you have a good weekend, Kate. Kidnap Jim again. Jim, do you know what? It's so funny when people know your business. And
I don't care.
yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all in a good day's work. So now we've got Ben Kaufman saying all the way to Kate and Jim land tomorrow morning. Oh right, yes. Is he visiting Lincolnshire tomorrow?
He is, yeah. He's visiting
Oh,
Lincoln. Mm,
yeah, nice.
yeah.
Well done, Ben.
Nice
You're
up.
going-
Ben, if I weren't so well, I wouldn't have met you because I'd have been going away for the weekend. But I can't
yeah.
meet up with him. I can't give him my germs.
Yeah, we're going to meet up at the North London
Yeah.
Derby. You're going to be at my house scoffing
Yeah.
my food. So, well, I'm going to try and get a little marquee for the garden, hopefully, if I can. Right, I'll try and see what I can wangle.
Have you got a big garden, Ellie?
Yeah, it's about, not that big. It's 60 by 30, something like that. It's not that big, but it's nice because it's got a grass version and it's got a patio and it's got a long patio going down to the other patio. So, yeah, it'll be all right. We'll be okay. Right, so Wayne Bonner saying, no, we're going to smash Liverpool at Anfield. Come on, you
Go on,
Spurs.
Wayne.
Come on, Wayne, get in there. Ben Kaufman, home to Burnley, 6-0 win. Yeah, lovely. What did we say? Did we say? I said 6-0, you said 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Wayne Bonner, Spurs 4, Liverpool 1. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheeky one. Nita. Hello, Nita. I love Nita. She's such an old school fan as well. She knows all the history. Good morning to you both. How are you doing? We're doing well. So is Jimbo, apart from the bunged up nose. I would drop Porro in for maybe 1 or 2 goals in them last 6 games. Come on, you Spurs. Well, I gave him 1 goal, but do you know what? We didn't say the Chelsea goal, so I'm going to give him a goal against Chelsea as well. Because you said 4-1.
I hope Werner scores at Chelsea. They've all been slagging him down, the Chelsea fans, saying that he's this, he's that. Right?
Yeah.
I love him to score there and celebrate.
Fans. All that. All mouth and trousers. That's what I say. Right. Meta Football, Chris. Smash the likes. Reciprocation is appreciation.
I saw Chris. I think Chris said last night he's taking a break off YouTube.
Chris, he did have a break.
Yeah, I saw him last night. Right, he's going to take another break because I swore I saw that.
I don't know. I'll have to speak to him later, see what's going on. But if he is. You know, some people need a break, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nita's saying we ain't all perfect. My spelling is pants.
Oh, well, not worse than mine.
I'm telling you, I have to do so many. I do so many mistakes that I have to edit it because my fingers are too fat, I think. Right. So Lee, hello Lee Smithy Smith. You've got a hot tub, Queen Ellie. I'll be there. Oh, I wish I did. And do you know what? I worked for a hot tub company and I didn't get one. I should have got one.
Oh, Ellie, that is so bad.
I know. You know what? If I was 20 to 30, I would get a hot tub, but I'm like pushing on 70. Well, nearly. I'm not quite 70, people. I'm only 61. Right, so now, this is the big question now, Jimbo. Højbjerg, my love of my life. Everybody knows I love him, right, with a passion. Just like you love Spurs with a passion. Does he start or does he stay benched?
No, he stays benched, Ellie. I'm sorry. As much as I love you, Ellie.
Give it some thought, Jim.
Huh?
Give it a little bit more thought. I'm digging you out there.
Ellie, just give me 1 minute. I've just got a message I have to reply to.
All right.
1 second.
What I'll do, don't worry, I can speak about
I'm here.
Yeah. So Højbjerg, right, I don't think he should start either. And it's not because when he started, we've lost. It's not that reason. I think he's better coming off the bench and stabilising the game, right? And using his experience along with Bentancur, who probably will, he might even start. We don't know yet. It depends on how Ange sees Bissouma, right? Whether he's going to persevere with Bissouma. But if they're both on the bench, what 2 great players who played together under that Conte regime, right? And I think they did a bloody damn well good job. 2-man midfield. They had to do 4 man's work 2 men's work each, really, because most midfields were either 3 or 4, and they were holding their own, and we made Champions League with those 2 in the midfield. Yeah, so I personally think he shouldn't start, even though I love Højbjerg and I think he's a good player. He's not a brilliant technician. You won't get
Ellie.
you won't get all the fast passing, but what you will get is blood and thunder, somebody who cares, and he'll get stuck in, and he's a good passer of the ball generally. I know he can do one way with one occasionally.
Ellie, we love
Give
you.
it to me, come on.
No, we
Give it to
love you,
me.
Ellie. You're one of the nicest people that has ever walked this earth, right? And you're just so lovely to everybody. But look, Højbjerg, right? I know how much you love him, and everybody in the chat knows how much you love him.
Yeah.
But he's just. He's not a bad player because for 2 or 3 years, right? He was massive for this club under Mourinho, under Conte. There was games we won because of him, and he was kind of the backbone of the team. But look, everything's moved on now, and it's changed, and he doesn't fit this system. He's good at coming on, and shoring help to shore a game up. But look, Ellie, look, I'm going to be honest with you, right? He does make mistakes when he comes on as well. He was a big part of us winning the other day, right? He was a big part of us winning, but he could have thrown it away for us as well because he made mistakes at the end.
It would have been 3-2, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, then we had squeaky bum time. But the defence came to our rescue that time against Newcastle.
Yeah.
He's not used to the quick. He's old school, right? So you can't blame him for that because that's what he's used to. But he's tried to adapt his game. And what happens, because he's a very good passer of the ball when he can take his time, put his foot on the ball, look what's on, and then pick out a pass. He's very good at that. But when you ask him to go quick, his head doesn't catch up with his feet, right? And he's behind, right? So I've seen it, and I'm not digging him out. I'm just saying as it is. That's what happens. And he'll do a stray pass because he's asked to move the ball quickly, which he's not used to. But he's tried to adapt, but from the start, no. Because he will make those mistakes because he's trying to move the ball quickly when he doesn't really suit that. He's not that type of player, you know. So I do agree with you, Jimbo, right? I really do wholeheartedly agree with you, right? And I think he's better off the bench because what he can do, he can bring his experience to shore up a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if we're trailing the game like we did at Fulham, he brought him on too late then. With Bentancur, because Bentancur and Højbjerg, when they came on, they took control of the midfield. But we were 3-0 down. We created 6 chances when they were on, and we only created 4 when they weren't on. So you see what, in that short time, I think they had 15 to 18 minutes on the pitch. You see, but we couldn't recover the game. So it's a shame, but I do agree with you. Højbjerg can't start.
Can I ask you a question, Ellie?
Of course you can.
Next season, when Højbjerg's not here, are you going to wear a black armband?
You know what? If I go down the shop and I see a black armband, you give me a clue now. Do you know what it is, right? I've always liked, because I was a midfielder, right? I've always liked the industrious player who doesn't get any singing for him. You know, like the old school player like John Pratt.
Yeah.
Technically not gifted, but he'd run his socks off for Spurs, wouldn't he? And then you had Terry Naylor in the same team as him. Technically not gifted, but he'd run his heart out for the club, right? And you've got other players who are more skilled than him. You've got Sarr, you've got Bentancur, you've got Madders, you've got Kulu if he plays in midfield. Lo Celso, he's technically good. He can move the ball quick. Even though we don't like him, he does suit handball because he can move the ball quickly, right? But I agree with you, right? But the black armband will have to stay on hold, I think. Listen, I'll
He's
move
going to
on
be
very
gone next
quickly.
season, Ellie, because he's not.
Yeah, I
He's not.
understand that.
He look, two reasons, right? One, because he doesn't fit this style of football that Ange's
Yeah.
trying to implicate into us, right?
Yeah.
Into our squad. He doesn't suit it at all, right? And another
Yeah.
thing, he's at the prime of his footballing career,
I know. He's 28.
Højbjerg, and he's not going to want
Yeah.
to stay and be a bench player.
No,
And
I agree with
I'm
you.
going to be honest, right? I'm going to be honest. I'm not one of his biggest fans,
I
but
know
he's.
you're not.
But no, I don't. I don't dislike him. He's good at what he does, but he's not. He's not. He's too good to sit on the bench. He will
Yeah.
go to a team that suits his style of football, and he
Yeah.
will stand out like he did
Yeah.
for us. I mean, he was
Yeah.
fantastic for us when we played this
I
negative
know.
football.
Under Jose, he was absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it's because it suits him. So he's not going to want to sit
Yeah.
on the bench. So he's
Yeah.
going to want to go, and Tottenham are going to want him to go. And let's be
Yeah.
honest, out of all the players we're going to sell, right, we're going to
Yeah.
get the most money for Højbjerg.
He brings in the most lira because
Yeah.
we get pants for Nod on Belly. We'll have to give him buy one get one free, won't we?
But this, I
reckon
can't
no one
see
will
any
want him.
player more than 12, 15 million except for Højbjerg. I think we get 20 for him, 25 maybe.
Yeah, I reckon. I think Atletico Madrid made a big bid for him, but they just couldn't afford him because his wages are quite high as well. I think he's on 100,000 at our club. So, you know, because he's got a family, he won't want to drop. If he does drop, he won't drop by much. Like
Ben's put
Yeah.
Højbjerg should go to Italy. He'd be brilliant for a team over there, and I agree with him.
Or
Yeah, I
Atletico
agree.
Madrid. I think he suits their style because Simeone's that type of Jose sort of sit back, defend your goal, and then counter attack. He's similar to that. And Italy, a lot of clubs play like that. You know, very defensive. So it'd suit it because you can take the time. You can put your foot on the ball, look around, and he's a very good passer of the ball when he does that. And we've seen it. You know what's funny, right? Which I always think is weird, right? When he plays for Denmark, he does better than he does for Spurs. I know a lot of international players do, but he's particularly good at the progressive passes because I saw a stat. I'm not really a stats person, but he was the highest progressive passer in the whole of Europe, right? And I thought, what? I know he's good at progressive passes, but I thought maybe somebody, you know, with a bit more technicality would have beaten him. But for Denmark, he plays this role, which is really clever. He sort of switches between the 6 and an 8. And sometimes you'll even find him on the wing because he created a goal for Højlund on the wing and he done a brilliant cross to him and he tucked it away. Yeah, so, yeah, his days are numbered, all right? So I'll have to move on to another player, and obviously Bentancur this is where the common misconception is. Bentancur is my favourite player because I've always loved him. Since he come to our club, I thought when he done that double pivot, and he span round and he left the mark of the dead in his first game, I thought, whoa, this is the player I like. You know, because everybody likes a skillful player, don't they? That's why you like your Gazzas and your Hoddles. But do you feel like off the bench? Do you obviously there's 6-7 matches left? He's got to play. He's got a part to play.
Yeah, of course he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, Ellie, I was just reading some of the comments. Yeah, of course he has, Ellie, because he does come on. I mean, he come on the other day and he was massive. I think in us turning that game round, him and Bentancur. But big up to Ange as well for doing the subs when he done them. But yeah, he has got a part to play in the last 7 games because there's going to be times when we need to tighten up because of our high line, and he helps do that. He does help do it, but he has got a mistake in him. That's what worries me with him. You know?
Do you know what it is? It's because he has to move the ball quickly.
Yes, I think sometimes it's a little bit of panic.
He's an old school footballer. And I think most old school footballers like him would struggle in an Ange system. So you need young, fit, fast, agile. You know, don't put your foot on the ball. Just pass and move.
I think he's fit. I think he's fit because when he was playing, under Conte, he was and Mourinho, he was playing nearly every game.
Yeah, but
game after game after. I
There's
think one. I
Kipre
think
fitness, and then there's Ange fitness. It's a different system. You've got to be ultra fit, because
yeah,
you're
I know that.
inverting your foot. You know what I mean? There's a lot of responsibility on the midfielders to create.
Well, there was
All
one
right.
season. There was one season. He played more minutes in our team than anyone.
Yeah, that was under Conte.
Yeah,
Yeah, he played every game. Conte loved him because he's defensive, isn't he?
yeah.
But the thing is, he's not totally defensive, Højbjerg. He can pick out a progressive pass. He knows how to pick out a pass. Look at the
I
one he's
love your
done.
love for him.
Yeah, well, let me explain so that I'll back up what I've said, right? The ball he did to Harry Kane at Leeds United, that was like Glenn Hoddle-ish. He chipped it right onto his left foot and he banged it in the goal. First time, Harry Kane, right? Because he knows Harry can finish it. But he lobbed it with such brilliant weight. And then against Man City, when Harry Kane got his 267th goal, it was Højbjerg who set him up because his tenacity. That was just tenacity. He nipped in, got the ball, slid it to Kane, and he scored his record-breaking goal. Anyway, enough about Højbjerg. We've got to catch up with this chat because it's buzzing. Right, where were we? No, it's not there. Yeah. So Nita saying his pants, yeah. Ben saying if we believe in mediocrity, Højbjerg has to start with Bentancur. Okay, Ben, we'll move on. Get rid of Højbjerg, bring back Ndombele, says Shemtan. Bloody hell, he must be desperate if we're going for the Ndombele. Right, Lee Smithy Smith. Lee, what are you saying? I'm more than sure Biss will start. Yeah, I think he will. I think he wants to give him a chance, doesn't he? Because he hasn't played total pants, but for what Biss can do, you know, what we know he can do and what he's doing, but maybe Andrew's giving him a different role, you know, in the team because he's had malaria, he's going through Ramadan and he's on the fast.
Well,
You know what I
Ramadan's
mean?
finished now.
Yeah, I know he's finished now, but it was during Ramadan when they couldn't eat.
Yeah.
So that must affect you. Then he had malaria. It's not a total excuse, but I think maybe Ange realises that he hasn't got the total fitness to play that number 8 role. Yeah, and then he's going to unleash him. I hope so. I hope that's the case anyway, Jimbo. And we've got Lee saying, Ellie, I hope all our players care, not just PEH. Say it, Jim, he's crap. Wayne saying, I like PEH. You're my type of man, Wayne. But for me, he's one of those players who's either better off playing from the start or from the bench. This could be a reason for his mixed performances. I was the same back in the day. Yeah, I agree with you somewhat there. Adrian saying, good morning, Lily. Jim, what's that saying? All, sorry.
I think it's
the Hotspur hoodies in the house. Woohoo! That's
Dan?
Danny. Not Daniel, Danny. PEH should start over Bissouma. I agree. But, well, I agree because Bissouma's playing pants. But I do want, because, I don't know, Pierre, if he plays a bad one, I'm going to get it in the ear. So I want him on the bench. Right? The Hotspur hood saying Bissouma's been crap to say it nice. Yeah. I agree. What do you say, Jim, to that?
He's been very disappointing. I think that his performances have got a bit better the last few games. I'm not saying he's been outstanding because he hasn't, but I think he's picked up a bit. But look, I said this the other day, Ellie. I'm not one for when players go through a bad spell. Yeah. I'm not one for saying kick them out of the club, let's change them. That's the same with Kulu. And Kulu's been diabolically bad. Like Kate says, she'd get rid of him. But yeah. I know there's a player in there in Kulu, and most Tottenham fans know there is. And it's the same with Bissouma. There's a player in there. I mean, Ange will know if he's going to get it back out of them or not by when they're training. So I just think let's see what Ange does. I'll just trust Ange. But I'm not too quick to say kick him out of the club, change him.
No, especially Bissouma, because we know, right? All right.
And Kulu.
All right. Kulu's gone off the boil. But we've seen him do some really lovely games.
Yeah.
Like top performer. You know, in even early doors this season, he got us the winner against Sheffield United. So he has contributed and he's assisted and scored a few, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he hasn't been total pants.
We have to trust them. We have to trust Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, we've got to
That's-
trust our manager. He sees them in training, doesn't he? And he sees what their attitude, their mental state, because it all plays a part in that, you know, when Ange puts those names down on the team sheet.
Yeah.
No. So Ben's saying Højbjerg should go to Italy. It'd be brilliant for a team over there. You've already highlighted that one, haven't you, Jimbo? Yeah, I agree, Ben. I do. The Hotspur hood, that's Dan. Juventus has been looking at PEH, yeah. But then it went hot and cold, didn't it, Dan? It was sort of hot, then it went cold, then it went hot again. You never know, because transfer rumours are like that, aren't they, Jim?
I think Dan, with PEH, I think there'd be a lot of teams that are coming for him. I don't think he'd be short of offers.
I think so. Not like Kate said he should go to Fulham. I remember when she said that, and Mia said it as well. So I'm not calling out my girls; they're good girls, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean. Wayne Bonner's saying PH plus cash for Vlahovic. Yeah, I'll take that. I love Vlahovic. I think he's brilliant. All right, he hasn't hit the ground running at Juventus so much, but he scored quite a lot of goals today, this season. Sorry. So I think he can come to the Premiership because he's a strong lad. He's a proper number 9. He scores worldies, he scores tap-ins, he scores headers, you know. So I think he'll be a good addition to our team. And Ben's saying, my friends who work at Juventus love Højbjerg. You see, I think I should just go there with him, shouldn't I, Jim? I like Italy as well. They do lovely food and lovely ice cream.
I think Theo might have something to say about that.
I say to Højbjerg's wife, I'm his PR lady, I'm nothing else. She won't believe me. I don't actually fancy him anyway. Right, that is the truth. Right, the Hotspur hood. Wayne Bonner, no chance. Have you seen Vlahovic's wages? I think he's on over 300k, isn't he?
I haven't got a clue.
I think so. I think he's on about 320, I think it is, something similar. So Adrian Schrocker, welcome, Adrian. Where is your dressing gown? Right, so we've got Selskip, Lo Celso, Rodon, Reguilon, Hill, Ndombele, Spence, Emerson, Parrott, Højbjerg, Tanganga, Richarlison. Oh dear, at least Biffy Smith won't be happy with you with your last one. Come on, let's keep Richarlison. I like him. I think he's a decent player and he works hard for the team. He presses well. All right, he's not the best technical player, but he's improved since he had that operation, hasn't he, Jim?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, his hold-up play and his general play has improved.
Yeah, he scored 9 in 10.
I know. And those 2 he got against Everton were bloody worldies. I like him. Come on, Richarlison. Big up Queen Ellie and King Jim. Yeah, true. Yeah, we'll take off our hats later. Well, Jim's not wearing one, and we'll put our crowns on. Right, Wayne Bonner's saying Hotspur hood. No, what's he on? Oh right, yeah, that's how. Yeah, Wayne Bonner's saying 300,000 a week. Do you reckon Levy will pay that to get him?
Well,
let's see what you say, Jim. I'm waiting because your Jim Pacino's going to come out.
I think the wage structure at Tottenham is going to go up. I think it has to go up, Ellie. Because you've got to move with the times. And
I agree.
The biggest wage we've paid so far is 250, if I'm right.
Yeah.
We've had 200s for a while, and 250. I think that it's going to have to go up. If you want, we're bringing in a lot of money in this club now, and if he wants us to move forward,
right,
he's got to pay more for players, and he's going to have to pay more wages. And I think he knows that now.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, because we're getting these new investors coming in, if they're all on the same page and they say, look, we want Vlahovic, they've identified him as the player they want. Postecoglou wants him. That's the most important thing. I don't know whether he wants him. If he wants him, right? And he knows that he can fit into his team, go and get him. Don't worry about the wages. Because at the end of the day, you've got to pay through the nose if you want to compete in this league. Yeah. So we got, so we got Lee Smithy Smith saying, steady, Adrian, no selling, Richie. Yes. Right. No, came the man from Montrose. Right. Should first sign players Ange knows from Celtic, Kyogo, Maeda, and Rio Hatate. What do you think of that, Jim? Do you think we should go for those? Do you think we should go for the 3 Celtic players that performed brilliantly for old Ange up at Celtic?
No.
Or do you think we should leave it alone?
Yeah, I think we should leave it alone.
Yeah, well, they look like they're not going to win the league this year. Well,
if they win the league or not,
Rangers.
If we win the league or not, I just they're in the Scottish League for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Kyogo could fit into his system quite well. Out of those 3, I would take Kyogo because I've seen his movement, and he's very like Mitoma of Brighton, but he's not on the wing. He's more central, and he finishes off a lot of chances, and he's nippy. I think we could do with a little player like that. You know, like the last little player we had, Jermaine Defoe. He weren't half bad, was he? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I just think
to be truthful,
that's who I would take. I wouldn't take all of them. Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of Scottish football, but when I've watched it, the pitches are terrible up there, aren't they? But
some of them.
I mean, when I watched the Celtic game the other day, and I said to Kate, I called her in and said, "Look at the pitch." Honestly, it was diabolical. But it doesn't impress me at all. Most of the goals are defensive mistakes, and I mean, some of the goals are pathetic that teams let in. It's like Sunday football, some of them. But I think if we want to move forward, we've got to be going for top players now.
Yeah.
You know, we need to find. Ange needs to find his gems like he does, but also with a mixture of some real names.
Yeah, true. I agree with you there. But I still take, honestly, I would still take Kyogo because he's way above that league. And I think he would fit in very well. Like Mitoma, he's a Japanese player. They're both Japanese players. And do you know what? Japanese players are flipping technically brilliant.
Yeah.
When I've seen Japan play, their touch is fantastic because they've got a low sense of gravity, some of them, you know, and they've got good touch and they can score goals. They've always performed quite well in big tournaments, Japan. So I would take him. I really would. Right? And he could be a squad player even. He doesn't have to be a first teamer, but I think Ange has got better plans. I think he's got more of not a big striker, like a big name, that's what I mean. But I think Vlahovic, I think he would fit the bill. Yeah. So Ben's saying, no, we shouldn't sign players from a worse league. We should look at their attributes and sign Premier League, top 5 league quality. Yeah. But then you look at VDV and Vicario. They run those, but they were playing in good leagues. They're pretty good leagues. He was playing in Germany, VDV, for Wolfsburg. And obviously Vicario was playing in Italy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can pick up a couple of gems here and there. Not all the time, but there's some jewels in the crown. Like when we signed Tony Galvin and Graham Roberts. Yeah, Graham Roberts from Weymouth and Tony Galvin from Gould Town. You know, the scouts are going to be looking out for these players in the lower leagues who they think can cut the mustard, you know. Yeah. And even Ian Wright, he came into football very late. You know, look how well he did. Yeah, I know some of they're exceptions to the rule, but you can find some jewels. Right, so Destiny 5, welcome to the chat. Italy is the most racist country in Europe. Hate it. Oh, I'm not going to go there. No. Inner hype, Edison and Coop Miners ripped Liverpool last night. Yeah, I watched the highlights only. I didn't watch the full match. But what I saw, I agree with you. Right, we've got the Gooner in the house. Luca, I know, he chats to me on Twitter. This guy is lovely. Blahovic actually suits Sophie. All right. Right, where did we go there? It just jumped. All right. Ben Kaufman, different era, Ellie. All the best talent is all accounted for. Yeah, maybe. In the hype, Simmer on loan from Brighton at Rangers is a unit. So he's on loan from Brighton and he's playing for Rangers and his name's Simmer. Yeah, if he's been scouted by Brighton, yeah, he's probably going to be quite decent because their scouting team are very, very good and they play very good football. Daikaru, welcome to the chat, Daikaru. Nice to see you here. When I worked in Japan, I helped out with the local football team. They do from a young age hours or technical drills day after day. Technically, brilliant, but sometimes mechanical with flair. Super. Yeah, I'll get your point there. Yeah, I mean, technically, they can control the ball, take it on, move the ball quickly, you know, and they're very good players. I'm not going to dig out anything bad about the Japanese players. I think they're brilliant, right? Then we've got Destiny 5 saying, to be honest, my barber is Italian, and even he says smile, but I guess you can't paint everyone with the same brush. It's true. You can't paint a whole race like that. Right, but we're not going to go there because this is not the program. We're a football program.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into politics. Right, K1S Matt. I think that's what it is. Kismet. Good morning or good afternoon now. Good afternoon, guys.
Right.
Yeah, lovely. Destiny 5. Dakari, that sounds amazing. Wish I want to go to Japan next year. Yeah, my nephew's married to a Japanese girl. And I couldn't go to the wedding because I was looking after my mum, but it looked amazing in Japan. Have you ever thought of going to Japan?
I've been there years ago with
Oh, you've been?
yeah,
Oh,
with my ex boss. He had some meetings there,
lovely.
and I
What did
went
you
with
think?
him.
Did you like it or no? Or
It's very busy there. But I didn't get to see many sites, but I yeah, it was all right there. I can't really comment because I spent most of my time in meetings with my boss and in hotels. But I love China.
yeah,
I've been on the wall.
lovely.
I like China a lot. But
Brilliant. I've not been, but I'd love to go, and I'm going to try and go to Australia next year. I'm going to try because I'm going to go to Melbourne probably because my daughter's got friends over there, and I'm going to save up my pennies and try and go there because I've always wanted to go to Australia, so I've got a soft spot for it. And there are a lot of Greeks over there as well, they'll probably make me feel at home. Hopefully, once they see my name.
I spent a lot of time in Australia a few years ago with my boss, and I was talking to David Shears the other week.
Yeah, I love
and
him.
It's
David,
changed. When I was telling him when I went there, I was telling him about things when I went there, and he's gone, "Oh no, it's not like that anymore." And he was telling me so many different things that we was talking about. I'm not going to go into it on stream, but he was telling me so many different things have changed over there. See, I went back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And he said that it's changed so much.
Yeah.
Australia. You know,
what I saw of Japan was lovely. You know, I think it was stunning what I saw of it. And obviously it is busy. It's a cosmopolitan place, but it's like anywhere, like massive cities in Japan, like Tokyo, they're buzzing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like London. London town is buzzing. When you go up London, it's lovely. You know what? When I go up London, I'm never disappointed. Never. Because there's so many things to do down there. My daughter scout out the best things. Anyway, let's get back to the chat. Oh, what have I done there? Let's go back here. That's better. So we got here. Right, so we're getting some tips about Japan. Japanese stir fry is amazing. Ben saying, but first I have to take Mickey to Disney World. Okay. I'm in love with this Japanese food, says Destiny Fight. I love Japanese food where they fry out the noodles and then they toss the egg up and catch it in their hat. I love that. I saw that in Florida. Ben Kaufman saying, my dream holiday is to go to Japan and see the cherry blossoms. Well, make it happen, Ben. Right? Daikaru saying, I'm back in October visiting my old second home. Lovely. And he also says, that sounds amazing. Wish I want to go to Japan next year. Next, that's it. I think we caught up with the chat. No, Daikaro saying, in the hype is right. Love Kyoto, my favourite city. Oh, yeah, because he said here, I missed that one. He said Kyoto is the best city. Yeah. Have you ever been to Kyoto?
No.
No. Okay. Right. So now, Jim, we're going to move on to the lineup. Yeah, lineup prediction. So who would you think Ange Postecoglou is going to play, but who would you play? Starting from the back to the midfield to the attack. First of all, start with who you would like to see play.
Vicario, obviously.
Yeah.
Porro,
Yeah.
Romero, VDV, Udogie.
Yeah.
I would go Bentancur, Sarr, Madison.
Yeah.
And up front, I would keep it the same. BJ, Sonny, Timo.
Okay. Now, is that how you think Angie's going to play it?
I think he would play exactly like that, apart from maybe, I'm not sure with Basuma, if he's going to get Basuma in there somehow. I don't know. I'm not sure how he sees it, because when I watched his interview the other day, he said he was pleased with Basuma.
Yeah. I think he's giving him a task, and he sees that he's doing that task, and he's doing it quite well because he's moving the ball. That's one thing Basuma can do. He can move the ball, and he's quite accurate with his passing. He's lost the ball a couple of times, but it hasn't been drastic where, apart from one pass, I think, against Forest, where he done a wayward pass and they got in, but they didn't score. Yeah, and he's done a couple of other ones. But generally, his passing is very good. It's just that forward drive that he's not doing, but maybe Ange is keeping that. Here we go, Snoggy-son. All right, Kate.
I think she's glad. I think she's glad she's back in time, because I was going to start her stream, and I think she was nervous me starting it.
So we're only 58 minutes in, so I'll make that 11. It's 12, about 12:05.
Yes, 12:05. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've still got a little bit of time.
Yeah. But
do you think Postecoglou's going to play that team?
I think he's going to start exactly what I said, but I'm not sure if he will put Basuma in to start or not. I don't know.
Instead of Benny.
I'm not sure. It's hard with Basuma, because Basuma's had some bad games and he still starts him.
Yeah.
So, but he on his interview the other day, he said that he was pleased with Basuma.
Yeah.
So maybe he's doing what he's asked to do.
Yeah. There's been games where he's been very poor. There's been games where he's been below average, and there's been games where he's been okay.
Yeah.
You know? But on the whole, I don't think he's performing to what we know Basuma can.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I think he's going to stick with Basuma as well, and I think he's going to put Benny in there with Madders, and he's going to leave Sarr on the bench. Right? I don't want him to, but that's what I think he's going to do. And then I think he's going to stick with the same front three and the same back four. It's not going to be any surprise there. And I think Kulu will be feeling those splinters on the bench, which he does deserve to be on the bench, because he hasn't pulled one out of the bag for us. And he's been very disappointing, more so than I would say Basuma, because even though Basuma's been playing under par, I think Kulu's nosedived. Yeah, and when he's come on to affect the game, he's nosedived as well. So you'd think he'd get on that pitch, Jimbo, and like start affecting the game, but he's like been worse than when he started the game. So yeah, I think he's either got his days numbered under Ange, or he's going to give him a new role. That's how I see it. Anyway, I've got to catch up with this chat because he's bloody buzzing again. Right, okay. So where were we? We've got that one. We've done that one. We've done that one. There we go. I want to do the Ghan or Indian Pacific train in Australia and see the outback and drink some great coffee. Well done, Ben. I'll be on that train with you, mate. I'm going to Australia too. I'm going to try and save my money because I'm not working at the moment, so I've had to rely on savings and all that. But you know, I'm going to try and get a job hopefully next year I'll get a job because I'm a talented person. I can work. Yeah, I don't like being at home as well, Jimbo. I don't like it because all I'm doing, I do YouTube. That keeps me busy, but I can still do YouTube and still work and pick the streams I want to go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, or I could start my own YouTube channel, whatever. It doesn't bother me. The main thing is I need to earn money. I've always worked all throughout my life. And then when I looked after my mum, I couldn't. And then I got into a lull, but that's another story. Anyway, Dakaro's saying, inner hype is right. Love Kyoto, my favourite city. I'm getting Japanese food for lunch, says Ben. Dakaro saying, Ben Kaufman, I've done the Ghan and Indian Pacific over the past few years, got addicted to the trains in Japan, love both train trips, highly recommended. There you go, you see, we're getting all the geography lessons, all the tips here. So you come to Eltel Cockerel and you know what's going on, isn't it? In a hype saying, if you want a Gareth Bale type player, Matt O'Reilly at Celtic falls into that category. Atletico Madrid tried to sign him in the last window for 12 mil. See, I've heard mixed bag about this player. Some people say he's fantastic. Other people say he's okay. And I've heard somebody say, no, he's not for Spurs. You know, and I just don't know. I have to watch him myself. Like you, Jimbo, I don't watch a lot of Scottish football. I watch.
What player, really? What player?
It's a guy called Matt O'Reilly. He plays midfield, I think. I think he's a defensive midfielder. I think. Yeah.
I've heard of him.
I've heard of him because I've heard other people mention him. And when I watched Ange's team, I remember he's a bit like Gundogan, but a poorer version of Gundogan because he controls. Yeah, and he's sort of quite masterful in midfield. You know, he makes the midfield tick. Yeah. Anyway, in a hype saying, Wagga, what was that? Wagamama. Why did it move? What's going on? I tried to read it and then it bloody moved. Yeah. Give the stream a like, show your appreciation for Ellie and Jim. Yeah, come on, people. Smash that like button because that helps Eltel. It grows his channel, and also share the stream with all your mates and on social media as well if you can. That would be very appreciated by everybody here at Eltel. Ben Kaufman saying, Dakaro, I love my train travel YouTube channels, so I'm desperate to try to them. The Sunrise Express in Japan is a must-do as well for me. Wow. I've heard of these train trips, but I didn't know the names. I know there's loads of train trips, but I didn't know the names. So we're getting educated here, Jimbo. It might go to our head. Right, so Biss, in a hype saying Biss has a 92.1 pass completion record, higher than any other Spurs player. You see, his passing is very good. You can't fault him. He does the odd stray one, but it's more accurate, you know. So it's just has to make those killer passes. That's what I want to see, and drive through the middle and affect the game. Ben saying time to run for lunch before Auntie Kate's stream. Yeah, and then in a hype saying latest player I've been scouting is Tawanda Chirawa from Wolves, under 21, number 10. All right, we'll check him out. I'll make a note of his name. I'll have to spell it because I'll bloody forget when I go off this stream.
TAWANDA.
IREWA. Brilliant, got it. So the last topic we're going to do is the score predictions.
Right.
For Newcastle. Well, we touched on that, but we might as well do it again. And we can ask the chat as well what their score prediction is going to be for the Newcastle game. Come on, put it in the chat, everybody. What your score prediction, who the scorers are going to be as well.
3-1 for me.
What are you saying? 3-1?
Yeah.
And we've done it already, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, 3-1. All right, let's have your scorers again.
Sonny 2.
Sonny 2.
And Johnson, VJ.
Johnson. Brilliant. And I'm going to go 4-2 Spurs. I'm going to change my mind because that's a woman's prerogative.
Woman's prerogative.
2-4. And I'm going to give 2 to Sonny, 1 to Romero, and 1 to Højbjerg. He's going to come on and score a worldie. There you go. And Newcastle, I don't care who scores for them.
No goal.
Right, so we've come to the end of the show, everybody, but we're going to give out some score predictions. Inner Hype saying 2-2, Wayne Bonner saying 3-1, and hat-trick. And she's going to come off the bench. Yeah, I like it. He bloody, you know what? If Andrew's on that pitch, no one will go near him. He'll body check him. Three-legged dog saying 2-4 Spurs.
What a name.
Come on.
I love the name.
I love it. Three-legged dog. What do you call a three-legged donkey?
What?
Wonky. There you go. Come on, we need your score predictions, people. Come on, get them in before we go over to Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Let's have some more. Come on. Where's Lee Smithy Smith when you want him? He's going to put Richarlison hat-trick off the bench. You know what? Richie might be fit to play. He might be ready to play.
I think he is. I think he is, Ellie, but I don't think he'll start him.
No, I think he'll be benched.
Yeah.
He'll be talking sweet nothings to Højbjerg, saying, where are we going next season? You know, like they chat on the bench, don't they? Where are you going? Atletico Madrid. Where are you going? Into Milan. Where are you going? Real Madrid. What? Real Madrid? You know what I don't get? This is the big mystery. How did Eric Dyer end up at Bayern Munich?
Kane.
Yeah, he's his golf caddy, isn't he? He needed.
Yeah, Kane got him there. If Kane wasn't there, he wouldn't have had a hope in hell getting there.
Lee Smithy Smith, 6-1, Richie hat-trick off the bench. There you go. He's got it in. Daikaru, what do you call a dog with no legs? Oh, doesn't matter what you call it, it won't come. I know. So what time are we at now, Jimbo? Because
it's 15:15.
15:15. Right. We're going to wrap up this show, everybody. But thank you very much to Jimbo. You've been fantastic.
Thank you.
Usual. What a trooper.
I haven't been too lively because my nose keeps streaming. Sorry.
But you're always optimistic. That's what we like to see. Yeah, Jimbo Pacino on the rant. You know what I mean? Right. And thank you very much for everybody in the chat. We really appreciate all your support. Hit the like button if you haven't hit it after the show finishes or even now. Just hit that like button because it's going to help Jose. Tell your friends about Jose. Get them to subscribe. I've got my daughter Sophia to subscribe. I paged her and I said, Sophie, tell Cockerell subscribe. And I've got another 2 daughters to work on for you, Jose. So I'll be working on them this week. But thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Take care. Three-legged dog 2-4. We know that one. Have a lovely weekend. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go and smash Newcastle and over to